Okay, we're on Romanticide again here for game 2, and again this is a best of 3 with Matticus 101. Nitro in the top left, it's the same map as before, it's the same positions as before. Matticus in the bottom right, and last game we saw Nitro kind of try and get that carrier army up, but Matticus hit a pretty good time in and arrived before there was that sort of critical mass in terms of carrier numbers. This I quite like Nitro expanding on the low ground. From what we've seen of Matticus, if he has been watching the replays, if he's been watching the casts of Matticus's games, Matticus is not one for a cheese. He really isn't. He's very much he tends to play a sort of 3-base push. So if you've watched his games, you can use that to your advantage, in as much as you can maybe cut a few corners in the very early game and say, well, actually, I think the chances of there being a proxy, I think the chances of me needing to scout in the first sort of 2 minutes are very, very small indeed. So, maybe I just chrono workers and maybe I just go ahead and get the earliest nexus ever and try and out macro him. Now that, to be fair, is a brave game to play because Matticus is very much a big macro player. So, look at this, look how early this is coming down. Gateway not even finished up. So gasless expand from Matticus is what we're looking at here. And I don't mind it. Especially when you're 1 game up, why not? Go gasless expand, why not? If you thought something was coming, it's really important to get that side core down a bit quicker. Because it can be so tough seeing off a push with just zealots on their own. Can be very, very difficult indeed. So the earlier side core allows you to build sentries, allows you to build stalkers. Force fields can be your friend, and stalkers obviously are a ranged unit, or just better for seeing stuff off generally. So whatever might come at you. So it's a much more timely expo from Nitro this time around. He has gone side core first. Both players, Nitro operating blind at present, and only now is Matticus scouting. So has been in, had a little look around the base, doesn't see anything weird, and is just going to go home again, or go and park the probe, send it around in a big circle around the map or whatever, so that you can then nip back in perhaps, or pull it home. But both players with reasonably, not unusual expo time-ins. Now it looks like Nitro's going to try and, oh no, I thought he'd rallied that straight across the map, and I would have quite liked that, to be honest. I wouldn't have minded saying that at all. Just get the adept right the way across the map. He's looking for this worker, but off, go on. I think I'd have preferred to see the adept across the map, because what is there here? A zealot? I'll take an adept over a zealot any day of the week. I mean, without charge, the adept can pretty much just ignore this zealot and nip into the mineral line and cause a bit of havoc. I think there is somewhere a stalker coming out as well. There's the stalker. So if he joins these up and just marches straight across the map, he could cause a few problems here for Matticus, because there is a stalker out now as well. So that does make it a bit different. But nevertheless, the adept and stalker combo, could potentially focus down the stalker, and you don't really have to worry about this. You can just run from it. Your ranged units will always be a zealot, and while the zealot doesn't have charge. It's Matticus' stalker that gets the first shot in, and that is an important thing here. I needs to micro this about, though. You can't just stand and fight this stuff. You'll just die. No. Okay, go home. Save the stalker. This is horrible. I don't want to see. Oh. No, that wasn't how it was supposed to play out. So the second stalker showing up in time really to mitigate any damage that could have been done anyway. But at home there is a prism being built, and the dark shrine's gone down. Now, this dark shrine's far too late, or the prism's far too early, depending on your point of view. So for a DT drop, the timing of this is fairly late. This does take a long time to build a dark shrine. So there's a fair old while to come. But Matticus has got a forge, but no robo, and there's no cannons being built at present. So potentially a Dark Templar drop here could do a lot. I have no idea what these guys are doing. So where is the Warp Prism going to go? The Shrine is still a little bit off. We have the 2 more getaways finishing up. Yeah, this could get a lot done. There's still no cannons in production. There are 4 starports coming down, sorry, stargates. They're a long way off. The Dark Shrine just about to finish up. So, I mean, personally, I would build the DTs over here and then drop them out of the prism rather than warping them in direct, because you don't want to risk opening the prism within range of a bunch of stalkers or something like that. I'm not sure what we're waiting for now. Oh, NITRO supply blocked. Oh man, that hurts. Yeah, so these pylons finishing up, no longer supply blocked, so needs to get the prism in ASAP really, because you know there's stuff going to be building very soon that will have detection. For example, an Oracle can give you detection by dropping the Revelation. There is a robo building that will enable observers, and there are 3 cannons being built. So at the front door and at this sort of entrance as well. So that doesn't necessarily cause a problem here, but he needs to get in. I don't know what he's waiting for. He's building a stalker at home. Has he forgotten what he was doing? Oh, are you seriously? Warp gate wasn't done? Is that what was happening? No warp gate at the 6.5 minute marks? Oh, man. Okay, so in come the DTs, and there is nothing here that can see them. So the response is going to be the observer. I'd like to see the chrono boost on this observer, get it out pretty sharpish. They are crunching through this mineral line, but you know I'd like to see them split up. No, run. You know, you've still got the prism here. You can pick this up, you can drop it into the main, you can warp in a second one so that you can really cause some headaches. The slow observer is going to have to do a fair amount of work looking about the place. So yeah, get that guy in here while you get the warp prism, sneak it around the other side, get some dudes in here or something. Already, you know, this has been very successful. 20, well, large numbers of workers are dying here, aren't they? And look at this worker can't just plummet and come at this. So needs to lift these up and get them out of there. You don't really want to stand and fight now. Oh no, but don't! Oh no! Now the warp prism can pick stuff up from quite far away. It kind of warps them in. Matticus has decided he doesn't like this gateway anymore. He's just gonna take the shields out. Yeah, I'll zap you as well. It's like the little worker turns up after all the stalkers have shot it and, like, you know, just gives it a quick poke while it's down. Anyway, Matticus himself now building carriers. What does NITRO know about this? Nothing. The DTs didn't get far enough over. Look at that. Knows nothing about any of this. So close was his vision range, but he doesn't know a thing about this. He has got observers himself, and it's here, look. So needs to think about that, needs to get that across the map. At present, NITRO's got like a really big income advantage, but has he got the infrastructure to convert it? It's a triple robo. Such an unfortunate decision to be building these immortals. You know, he's got memories of the first game. He saw the stalkers on the ground. He hasn't seen the void rays, and it's a bit painful. So cranking out these robo units isn't going to help him at all in the fight that's coming, and that is pretty savage. So you know, the observer though, you get it across the base. Last time we saw him doing some good scouting using hallucinated phoenix. Where's that in this game? He needs to know this is coming. If he doesn't find out about this, he's just going to insta die to it, because his stalker count, it just isn't that high. We've got 5 stalkers here, and what's going to be coming across the map, you know, already there's 3 carriers, 2 void rays, with 2 more carriers currently in production. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly if he doesn't see this and sort out his build. You know, so what do you do if you do see this? Well, you instantly need to transition out of these, because you know, so literally I'd be cancelling that one. I'd potentially be thinking to myself, right, I need blink at the very least. Perhaps I need Templars, so I can have storms and archons against this. But at present, and you know, these stalkers showing up are just going to confirm what NITRO thinks about what he is fighting, which is that it's going to be a ground army. Force fields, that's a bit late on the force field button there. It was a nice idea though. I'm pleased that, you know, some of our players are trying to use force fields, because they can be really, really effective. You know, knows this is coming, so he is going to come across here, you know, because he's got enough here. He can crush this. He's got these immortals. We'll just batter this. Doesn't want to. No, the painful thing here, you know, what Matticus wants to do is just focus down stalkers. He doesn't care about the immortals. If he just focuses stalkers and peels off a few of these stalkers, then he's in great shape, because yeah, I'd be just focusing on the stalkers, ignore the immortals, because what you're building at home is a carrier fleet. So I'd be killing the stuff that shoots up. So NITRO now down to 3 stalkers. That's all he's got shooting up. He has got sentries. Sentries don't shoot so much as tickle. So I am very worried for NITRO at present. Has got some Templars, and that is a good thing. So needs maybe some Archons, some Storms. Oh, but these queues are just depressing, aren't they? None of this stuff shoots up. It's all expensive. You know, if you cancelled everything in the queues here and just dropped gateways, just imagine how many Archons you could be cranking out onto the map here. It's building some sort of wall of batteries, you know, but he's kind of, what is it you're defending against? You don't know, because you haven't scouted. You don't know. You need to get across the map. You need this information. Matticus at present can literally just a click across the map and win. It has actually now got an army advantage, which, given that NITRO's had an income advantage for a long time, but that income advantage is only reflected in this enormous mineral bank, which is somewhat unfortunate. So I don't know if NITRO's going to pull this back in time. I don't know if he's ever going to see it. You know, they're both barreling towards sort of 200 supply. If NITRO ends up bumping the 200 supply with this many immortals, there is literally no way he is possibly going to have enough shooty up units to see off the carriers. No hope. When you've got so much supply, look at all this supply tied up in stuff that doesn't shoot up. This is going to be horrible. This is just going to be unpleasant. Yeah, so the carriers are going to turn up, and there just isn't anything that can fight them here. There are three stalkers in this army. That's it. 3 stalkers against, oh gosh, like 10 carriers or something. This is not going to be pretty. So here comes the engagement. The sentries pop the guardian shields. It doesn't matter. You know, storms and carriers. I mean, it chips away at them, but ultimately the supply just tumbles for NITRO. Not a single carrier lost. And yeah, this time you have got the shield batteries, but they have nothing to protect. So this was a game that NITRO arguably should have won had he known this was coming, because, you know, he did so much damage with the DTs. He killed so many workers. He had such a great advantage in income, and now he's dead because he built the wrong stuff. You know, and there's no way back. He doesn't have enough gateways. In fact, right now he has no operational gateways. So, he's got a queue of carriers. It's not going to happen. None of them are ever going to see the light of day. You can't build stargates against a fleet of carriers, you know, because you're 100 supply behind. How are you ever going to catch up? It isn't going to work. Had you built gateways, maybe, and just warped in vast numbers of blink stalkers, or to go with Archons and Templars, then maybe you've got a chance. But but no. So yeah, we're just going to see these carriers mop everything up, and then it is going to be GG. There we go.